Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I was watching YouTube and there was a Project Pine Hills video that has kind of the cover text of the new EDC ratcheting driver. And basically it's a new Klein Stubby ratcheting impact driver. And I'm starting to play around more with the Klein, impact stuff. So I was thinking that would be kind of a fun one to play around with, and I love the little Klein Stubby drivers. So I swung by a Lowe's when I was in town and picked one of these up. It is part of the Connect S system. I'll open this guy up and take a closer look, but sitting next to this on the shelf or on the hanger was this thing. It's the 6-in-1 impact flip socket set, and as you see in the sizes, those are metric, so I had to have that to play around with. This is a set of different metric sized flip sockets that are 1/4-inch hex drive. And next to this was this. It looks like they're calling this the 7-in-1, so what's kind of interesting is I can start adding these things up just to see, but this is the 7-in-1 impact flip socket set, and unlike the metric, this one is SAE, so why not? I know I'm going to run into that, and as you can see, they look very similar in the design. We'll see when we open them. This says 3-in-1 flip socket. This is a 2-in-1 flip socket. So I've got the 7-in-1, 6-in-1, 7-in-1, and then of course next to it was the 9-in-1 impact flip socket set right here, which if you look, compare it here, it's basically the upper end. That 9-in-1 means they've just added this. Now, I'm going to hold off opening up this one because I wanted to play around with one of these and see if it's worth having this extra set that would live probably with this or maybe with another driver in that Connect series. So let's go ahead and crack a couple of these open and see what we're in for. I'm going to start out with this little screwdriver. If you watch the Project Pine Hills video, they really go into depth. By the way, I think this is probably one of the best ways to open up these plastic containers, as you just saw. In fact, I can even clear it, and then if I wanted to hang on to something for a later video, I can do that. But anyway, what do we got? 7-in-1 ratcheting. Basically, if I had all of these, I'd have a 29-in-4. How's that for math? So what do we have here? We have got some different parts, all nice and oily. Now, Project Pine Hills was curious about that kind of like this thing off here, this kind of an end, because it's a strong departure from the kind of the classic type of end that you find on impact drivers and things. So this also apparently has a connection here, allowing you now to tap into all of this stuff as well. So probably went overboard on here, but we'll have some fun. So I guess the core part is you've got to have this driver here, and it looks like it's 1/4-inch on one side, 1/4-inch on both sides. This one is a reversible bit driver through a 1/4-inch here, and I learned from Project Pine Hills that this is a special 5/16" diameter bit. By the way, these are made in, I believe it was Taiwan. Yeah, you can see made in Taiwan there. All reasonably priced. This whole ratchet mechanism, or screwdriver, was, I think it was 19 bucks. So anyway, this stuff all fits together in here, but then of course you can break it apart and use it in other drivers or in your impact, power impact tool. Let's try that ratchet mechanism. Okay, it's centered. There's a little, so it's what I would consider backwards. That is really smooth. Silky smooth back drag, or no, almost no back drag. you can see. Pretty nice. I like that design. It's still a little larger than the Super Stubby, the multi-stubby here that has this interchangeable bit system. But I love it. So this is going to go head-to-head with my Snap-on little stubby that I really like. All right, what else? Let's crack one of these open and see what kind of additions this might have. This is a little metric set, and often when I do my Klein videos, you know, on some of the Connect system stuff, is people are very quick to ask about the metric ones. Get a little bit caught there. So there it is. Let's go ahead and strip that off. Just like cleaning a fish. So what do we have here? We have got some, pull these apart I assume. They're flip sockets, little guys. Here's a 7/8. Oh, it's a long shaft. I've seen that before right here on this setup, but this one's got, you know, the bit carousel in the back. So is this, oh, this is the metric one. So that's one of the reasons I was so excited about this. So this might be the same as this, but a metric version. Interesting. So if that goes on this end, I don't know, I'm gonna have to play with this to try to figure it out. I guess it all comes out here. So we've got the main shaft. Let's see how that compares here. So that's definitely shorter. That end looks the same, that end looks the same. So this is actually interesting because I might be able to drop this thing in, pop that out right there, and then use all my flip sockets. They also show this operating. I thought this was kind of interesting on the drill. Here it is. Like you'd leave all of these on while you're using your Klein impact tool. Has anyone ever seen one of those? Do they exist? But anyway, so that's kind of neat to be able to have all those handy, as long as you can remember. It's like one of the flashlights. You got to remember the operational interface, the manual of arms of the thing. Looks like this has some orientation maybe. Let's see, there we go. So that could easily drop on there. So there we go. That's kind of what I wanted, although what do you do up at the front end? Guess that. Interesting. And then let's crack open this last one here. Get on with it. So I've got essentially the two sets, and I am going, this one, I guess that they are different in terms of that shaft length, because this one, this one comes with a Torx bit at the top end too. So that's kind of interesting. They are different, but I'm still going to hold off a little bit on that till I see how much duplicate. I don't get into town as often as I'd like, but when I do, you know, sometimes I err on the side of more, because I can always deal with it. Clear that off. Cool. All right, so what do we have here? We've got quarter, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, half, 9/16, 5/8, and 3/4. Goodness, that's a big one there. What would you do with that on? I guess on an impact driver. That's kind of the, you can see the hole. Here, let me grab this guy here to see what that looks like on the inside there. So, come on, focus. There we go. Okay, standard. Is that a standard bit holder? Is that going to work? Oh, it's just like before. You have to slide it up a little bit to have that hold. But because it's a direct connection to the magnet on the front end, you're not going to lose control of it unless you slide that out. Interesting. So there's that. Would that easily fit in here? Of course it will. So I can run all of these up to 3/4 now out of my new little Snap-on, my new little Klein socket there. Interesting. So does that, there we go. So it would look like that. There is my Stubby Stubby Klein ratcheting screwdriver. I don't know, how many teeth is this? Let's count them here. So line it up and go 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, well, if it's 15, it's a 60. I don't know, I'll look it up, get back to you. So anyway, that's what I'm playing with today. Kind of an interesting set. They really are pushing all of this kind of interoperability, you know, crazy compatibility. What happens when you put that into a regular driver? It snaps into here just fine. Whoops, that popped out. That's really in there snug. Let me grab another driver. Since it's going up against this guy, might as well start playing around. Okay, so this one's just magnetically held, but quite good. Anyway, there we go. So lots of interoperability, lots of different options, and if you can remember how all this stuff fits and goes together, I've got full metric, usable metric set, nut driver size, and now larger fastener size. I could pull off a lug nut, right? With my little thing here. And then of course all being excuse me, impact rated. So it's got that interoperability. Hey, there we go. 3/4 inch off of my little snap on. That's it. I can save the world with this guy. I guess that's why Project Pine Hills called it an EDC driver. Lots to do. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. And with that, Doc out.